tutorial on hand quilting. So the first thing I do is, my method is a more traditional method of rocking the needle, and I use a hoop, and I use a quilting hoop, which is a thicker side. So I have my quilt in the hoop, and we start in the center because you want to work everything out. You don't want to work towards the center because then you run the risk of having, wrinkles and fullness in the center. So you want to start in the center and work everything out. I put the quilt in the hoop and I smooth it out, the top and the back. Of course, I've already had it basted. And you pull it snug, but not terribly tight because you need a little bit of give so that you can rock your needle properly. So it's in the hoop. I have my thimble, which is the clover open-sided thimble with the dimples where you need them, and a little shelf that helps with pushing that needle through in case it's getting stuck. And the other thing I use is my thread is Valdani, and I like Valdani. It's just a personal preference, but I like that it doesn't have that shiny finish on it. It's strong. I'm using size 8, so you would want to use either size 8 or size 12. Size 12 is a little thinner. And I cut about 18 inches of thread and then put just a regular knot at the end. You don't want the quilter's knot that you wrap around your needle and pull through to make a knot. It's a little too thick for popping the knot in. So you just use a regular knot and then you're ready to go. So when you quilt in the hoop, everything is done on the top of the quilt. You don't ever have to flip your hoop over. You don't ever have to worry about the underside because the technique that I use ensures that the underside is going to look pretty darn good. So everything is done on the top. We bury the needle in bury the knot in the beginning. That's done on the top, stitch, and then at the end, we bury the knot at the end, and that's all done on the top. So I'm gonna start. This is gonna be my stitch line, and I'm just gonna eyeball it. I generally straight stitch maybe a 1/4 inch from the seam. If you want to mark it, you can mark it with your favorite fabric marking pen, or I generally use masking tape because it's just easy. You can use it over and over again and just take it off, and you don't have to worry about any remaining marks that you can't remove. So your needle is in the dominant hand. Your thimble is on the middle finger of your dominant hand, and your non-dominant hand is going underneath the quilt. And I use the middle finger of my non-dominant hand to feel when the needle has come through the top. Generally, people that quilt a lot don't necessarily hurt their non-dominant hand, but if you worry about it, you can use a Band-Aid or another thimble if you want underneath, but you're not really stabbing yourself, you're just feeling it. So the first thing you want to do is I start about a 1/2 inch or so away from my stitch line, and I'm only going under the top layer and into the batting a little bit. We're not going through all 3 layers yet. This is just to bury the knot. So only under the top and in the batting, and I come up at my stitch line and then just give your knot a little tug and it pops in. If you find that it's not popping in, you can just poke it ever so slightly with your needle, and that should help it to that should help coax it in. So my technique is the rocking technique, and I just this is what I use because this is the way I learned. So it's the only thing I can do. So we start with your first stitch perpendicular to the quilt. And I make mine about 1/4 inch. It's up to you how tiny or how large you want to go. Mine are about 1/4 inch. And remember that the space in between, my spaces are usually a little smaller than my stitch, and the space in between is the stitch on the back. So if you're really concerned about everything being the same, the stitch on the top, the stitch on the back, then you want to make sure that your space in between is the same size as your stitch on the top. Okay, so first thing is perpendicular. Poke it through all 3 layers, and underneath I can feel it with my finger. And just as I feel it coming through the needle, I'm going to rock back and I'm going to push down with my thumb. So your hand is in this position, and this is the position you will use the entire time. I always say it's a backwards C. So you're using your middle finger to rock, you're using your thumb simultaneously to push down and create this little hill, and that's where your needle's going to come out. So push down, create that hill, and then your needle comes out. And then you go forward as big as you want that stitch. Do it again. Rock it back up. Push down with your thumb. I'm going really slow and it's hard. And then come out. And you can generally do 2, maybe 3 stitches this way, and then you need to pull it through. So start perpendicular, rock back, push down with your thumb, push through that little hill, rock back up, push down with your thumb, push through. And my stitches don't look at all even because I'm trying to do this very slowly. But actually it doesn't even matter. I wouldn't concentrate so much on whether your stitches are all super even. It's the overall effect. And so don't get hung up on each individual stitch. So again, perpendicular, rock back, push down with your thumb, come through, rock back into the quilt, push with your thumb, push through. So once you've done a whole line of stitching, there's 2 things you can do. If you're at the end of your thread, then naturally you need to knot it off and bury the knot. If you're not at the end of your thread and you want to go, let's say you want to go on and continue the next line, you can always travel under just the top layer to the next spot that you want to stitch, like that. So if I was going to stitch here, I can travel underneath there because I have enough thread, and then start stitching again. But let's say we want to bury the knot. So it's the same as the beginning. You're just going to make a loop and a knot close to the top of your quilt. And then you're going to go back into that hole that you came out of and off to the side. Make sure it doesn't get tangled. And bury the knot. And then just clip it off. So that's it. It's really pretty simple. It just takes a little bit of practice, and once you get that rocking technique, you're good as gold.